Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This is part 3 of my JFK Assassination series. Please check out the first 2 videos if you have not done so already. Very important information in there. This one's just icing on the cake. In this one, we're going to look at the Zapruder film, Abraham Zapruder, the man who supposedly shot the film. We're also going to look at John Connally, who was sitting next to Kennedy and was also hit by the magic bullet, as it has been called. We're also going to talk about Jackie Kennedy and her meeting with the Pope a little more than a year before the assassination. So let's begin by reading this little bio about Zapruder. Zapruder was born into a Russian Jewish family in the city of Kovel, the Russian Empire, now Ukraine. He received only 4 years of formal education in Russia. In 1920, amid the turmoil of the Russian Civil War, his family emigrated to the United States, settling in Brooklyn, New York. Studying English at night, he found work as a clothing pattern maker in Manhattan's Garment District. In 1933, he married Lillian Sapovnik, who lived from 1913 to 1993. That name Lillian has Pythagorean gematria of 33, matching the year 33. They would have 2 children. Zapruder was also a Freemason of the 33rd degree, exactly like George Dealey, who Dealey Plaza is named after. In 1941, Zapruder moved to Dallas, Texas to work for Nardis, a local sportswear company. In 1949, he co-founded Jennifer Juniors Inc., producing the Chalet and Jennifer Junior brands. His offices were in the Dow Tex building across the street from the Texas School Depository. Both of these buildings have very interesting gematria. We'll get to both of them. Notice first that Texas School Book Depository has gematria of 114, the reflection of 411. JFK was shot from 411 Elm Street, and the word assassin in Jewish gematria again sums to 411. A little bit more about the Zapruder film. It's a silent film color motion picture sequence shot by private citizen Abraham Zapruder with a home movie camera as U.S. President John F. Kennedy's motorcade passed through the Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas on November 22, 1963, thereby unexpectedly capturing the president's assassination. True Seeker, I highly doubt any of it was unexpected. I think it was all long planned. The story is that Zapruder bought his camera a year earlier in November and started practicing with it, so he had a whole year to practice before the assassination. Although it is not only the film of the shooting, it has been called the most complete, giving a relatively clear view from a somewhat elevated position on the side from which the president's head wound is visible. It was an important part of the Warren Commission hearings and all subsequent investigations of the assassination, and is one of the most studied pieces of film in history. Of greatest notoriety is the film's capture of the fatal shot of President Kennedy's head when his limousine was almost exactly in front and slightly below Zapruder's position. So Zapruder in Pythagorean gematria sums to 46, which is an important number. George Dealey, who the plaza is named after, was a Shriner, which is a branch of Freemasonry. Shriner has the gematria of 46 as well. So does the location Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas equals 46. Zapruder film in Pythagorean gematria equals 68, a fateful number. Caskets go 6 feet deep, are 8 feet long. The name John F. Kennedy in Pythagorean gematria equals 59. The kill number for Jewish gematria, he was the 44th term president. Kill in simple English gematria equals 44. Also, with the K exception, where K is worth 11 instead of 2, John F. Kennedy equals 68, just like Zapruder film. I was saying how the gematria of Dallas, Texas also sums to 46. Zapruder film in simple English gematria, Truth Seeker, sums to 149. This is interesting because Skull and Bones has gematria of 149, and there's a lot of people who say the Bush family is very much connected to the assassination of JFK. A lot of theories out there on that. All of the members of the Bush family have been members of Skull and Bones. They are from New Haven, Connecticut, just like Yale, where Skull and Bones is located out of. So it's no surprise we find these numbers coded into Zapruder film. Abraham Zapruder, interesting birthday and death date. Said he died from stomach cancer. Notice that the name Abraham Zapruder in simple English sums to 153. This is a number from the Bible, from the miraculous catch. Both the words miraculous and fish have gematria of 42, and Freemason the same way in Pythagorean gematria is also 42. So there's very much a relationship between 42 and 153. These are highly Masonic numbers. And remember, Abraham Zapruder is a 33rd degree Mason. Also, these numbers 153, or the number 153, it's connected to God through gematria. Notice that God in Pythagorean gematria sums to 17 and in simple English gematria 26. If you sum 1 through 17, it totals 153. If you sum 1 through 26, it totals 351. These numbers are connected to the Vesica Piscis. The Greeks called that symbol the matrix of life. The point is, these numbers have mathematical sequence, they have relationships in gematria, and they show up a lot in important names, locations, etc. We talk about these numbers a lot on this video channel. And if you're new here, mostly what I decode is conspiracy that's waged by the Freemasons. Of course, right now we are talking about a Freemason, Abraham Zapruder. The date that Zapruder was born on, he had a life number of 26, one of these numbers connected to God. Also, a life lesson number of 35. He shot the film of the assassination of the 35th president, John F. Kennedy, the only Catholic president, and Catholic has gematria of 35. He was also born on a date with a numerology of 44, the kill number. Again, Kennedy was the 44th term president. Also a date with 25 numerology. What's interesting about 25 is when you write it out and sum it, it sums to 149, just like Zapruder film, just like Skull and Bones. Zapruder supposedly died of stomach cancer August 30th, 1970. Stomach cancer happens to have gematria of 123, just like the word conspiracy, plus it has a 44 coded in. 44, a very important number to the assassination of JFK. With regards to Dow Tex building, it has gematria of 144. This number is found in almost every major political assassination. JFK was assassinated on the first day of Sagittarius, which has gematria of 144. If you write out the word 44, it sums to 144. Again, he was the 44th term president. His brother would die at 1:44 a.m. His brother's name summed to 66. Sirhan equaled 66. He died on June 6th, also by the numbers. And RFK died at age 42, the number for Freemason that's often connected to 153, like the name Abraham Zapruder. All signs of the Masons, truth seeker, and in this story it's very easy to prove because it's public knowledge that they were Masons. Again, he was married in the year 33 as a 33rd degree Freemason to a woman named Lillian, having gematria of 33. Her last name, Sapovnik, also has gematria of 35 and 44. How interesting. The numbers connected to JFK. It makes me wonder if this Zapruder is even a real person or if this is a completely false identity for more conspiracy excuse. The Zapruder film was supposedly shot the day of, but it would not be shown to the public until March 6, 1975. It was Geraldo Rivera who first showed it. Geraldo has named gematria of 35. Very important number to the assassination. The date it was shown on was a date with 84 numerology. The word Jesuit has gematria of 84, connected to the Catholics, just like the number 35. With regards to the magic bullet and John Connally, check this out, Truth Seeker. The name Connally in Pythagorean gematria equals 33, just like Kennedy. Again, that name John has simple English of 47, like the word president in Pythagorean gematria. Connally in simple English gematria sums to 96. Of course, the date this happened on had a numerology of 96. It happened in Dealey Plaza, that's on the 96th meridian. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33. Add those numbers together, it sums to 96, just like the gematria of Freemason. They say it was the magic bullet that shot him. Magic's a word with 33 gematria. There's more than that, though, Truth Seeker. Come back to that magic bullet. Notice that John Connally was born on February 27th. In part 1, I showed how the full title for the Warren Commission had gematria of 722, the reflection of that number, the time that Abraham Lincoln was killed at. Connally would die in the year 93. Talked about how that number has a lot to do with occult sacrifice, just like Zapruder's wife. He would die on a date with 114 numerology, the reflection of 411. Remember the number for assassin, JFK shot from 411 Elm Street. Magic bullet, though, Truth Seeker, sums to 105. Abraham Lincoln died on the 105th day of the year. 47 years after that, the Titanic sunk on this day. The word Zionism equals 105. The word Masonry equals 105. These are very special numbers to the Masons. This is why they're coded. Again, Freemason, Pythagorean equals 42. So does Magic Bullet. As for Jackie Kennedy, a lot of people say she's the true assassin. Truth Seeker, what I say is you can't trust anything shown in these images. You don't know how recreated these videos are. You don't know what's been edited in. You don't know what's been left out. It's best to assume hoax because that is what these people have a track record of. And when you look at how everybody's died by the numbers, it leads to the assumption of hoax. Anyhow, on March 11th, 311 or 113, Jackie Kennedy met with the Pope for 33 minutes. Very special date, very significant amount of time, all signs of the Freemason connections. So this pretty much concludes part 3, Truth Seeker. I just want everyone to see how rigged this whole event is by the numbers. And when you come to my channel and start arguing about the Zapruder film and stuff, what I want you to realize is you cannot trust that information. There was not a clear copy of that film put out until the year 1991, 28 years after the fact. A lot can go on in 28 years. Also, they put out that information to confuse, to add layers of misunderstanding. We are constantly being lied to. If you expect to get any truth from anything off TV, you're not getting it yet. The TV, the news, the mainstream media, it is not to be trusted. Stick with this gematria, or you'll learn how to see through the lies in record time. Until next time, Truth Seeker.